So Rolex introduced this Oyster Perpetual bubble dial at Watches and Wonders 2023. I know, I was there, man. The world had gone mad everywhere. I mean, if you've seen the press and media and the amount of people that were at the Oyster Perpetual window at the Rolex Pavilion, that's crazy. Quick. This release was in the footsteps following the discontinuation of the vibrant candy colors OPs. They had them in yellow, green, coral red, pink, and the turquoise dial that the whole world found exciting at the back of Patek Philippe's release for the Tiffany Nautilus. They even called this Oyster Perpetual the Tiffany Oyster Perpetual, even though it had nothing to do with Tiffany. It was just the dial resemblance to that Nautilus. Cray, man. Anyways, this playful departure from the discontinued vibrant candy colors Oyster Perpetuals led to this one, which is also known as the bubble dial. And it just so happened that its release coincided with the peak of the watch market. And when I say peak, I mean it was to the roof. Secondary market prices soared. As you can imagine, the price hit $60,000 for the 41K size. I think he even went over that just for a basic Oyster Perpetual, while the retail is $7,000. Now that the hype had settled, I decided to walk over this modern Dubai Creek walkover to reflect on whether this watch is really worth it, even at retail price point. This wild and fun OP, man, you have all the colors in just one watch. 51 bubbles with the Stella inspired hues on top of the discontinued turquoise dial. And when I say Stella, I'm referencing when they first had come out in 1970s, and also they were known as the lacquered Stella dials, and then revived again in 2013. I bet you didn't know that, but of course you pretend that you know that. You know, ever been to this hardcore watch gathering where the guy in front of you is talking to you about some movement and some reference for some brand and you have no clue, and you're like, yeah, of course I know, because you're expected to know because you're at this watch gathering, man. That's okay, man. We've all been there. You know, it's part of the learning curve. Although this new Oyster Perpetual dial didn't inherit the glossy finish of the vintage Stella dials, it still marked a bold step for a brand that is typically slow and conservative to their design changes. That's what Rolex is. You're just a dinosaur like that. This 36K size Oyster Perpetual runs the automatic caliber 2232 with a variant of 55-hour power reserve. The 41K size gets 70-hour power reserve and runs the caliber 3230. Again, the truth is, how you feel about this Rolex says more about you than it does about Rolex, a company that remains stubbornly indifferent to consumer feedback, yet we lust Rolex. We just Rolex till we die. For me today, a middle-aged man who loves watches in this watch collecting journey, it's not even collecting, I don't even know what it is, watch addiction. I like variety, color, and diversification. That's brand diversification, that is. I promise you, I'm making this video about the Oyster Perpetual and I'm still thinking that I've not spoken enough about this Moser, man. It's just a beautiful watch, and maybe there should be another video. Let me know if you'd be interested in part 2. The following opinion here is Rita's, solo. Agree or disagree, it's your call. I'm just gonna vomit everything on the wall. Is this dial rare? No, it's not. Rolex just expanded operation and they've got all the machines in the world to print 2 million of these dials if they want to every month. And maybe they will, I don't know. So let's just agree that it's not rare. It's unique. I'm not big on complication, nor it's a factor for me, nor it's a Rolex territory. Rolex does not make complicated watches. They make just good watches. The Sky Dweller is an exception, but that's also not a perpetual canon. It's the same Oyster bracelet on all the Oyster Perpetuals and the Submariners. They're cool, robust, and yes, cool, but again, boring. It doesn't compare to Moser. That's the last time I mentioned Moser in this Rolex video. On the other hand, this watch is all about the dial for me. Jumbling all the candy Oyster Perpetual dials together is new. For Rolex, that is. To me, Rolex is like Apple. They make good robust good robust watches. They're just always late to the party. And they can afford to. However, what this dial represents, in my opinion, is a change in behavior for Rolex at a corporate level. This is an uncommon dial. I just wish they've done something cooler with the hour markers, like placing the different color bubbles as indicators, for example. That would have been really cool. The retail price point is acceptable, $7,000 US for Top Gun 41K size, and a hair shy of $7,000 for this 36K size. I don't know, in there I'm gonna pay $24,450. So the retail point is acceptable. Can you daily the hell out of it? Absolutely you can, and don't worry, you won't lose momentum. This watch dial is awesome. That unless of course you have a woman in your life and she might just borrow it for like ever. I really don't get this thing about shared watch collection with your significant other. I mean, to be honest, my watches are my watches. The minute someone else, apart from me, touches my watches, they no longer feel like they're my watches. You know? Maybe you know. I don't know. Simply put, this childlike fun dial is for us, man. At retail, or just a salt-based salt sprinkle of a premium on top of the retail price, but nothing remotely close to what you see in the aftermarket price. Not these ridiculous prices, even when the market is down right now. Like, I wouldn't do that. Now, let's just imagine the situation where you walk into an aftermarket dealer and they tell you, hey, this is a 41K size for $30,000 for this basic Oyster Perpetual with a bubble dial. Would you do that? I won't. I just think about what can I get from other brands. I think Lange and Zona and JLC and really different stuff. And when I say Lange, I'm talking about like Sixonias, and yes, you can get them now. The Lange ones, by the way, are in a good place right now if you're considering one. But you're buying these watches with the mindset that you want to use them, you want to enjoy them, you love watches, you like fine watchmaking. Not with the mindset that how much can I recoup off it if I want to sell it, because there's no demand for these watches, at least not as much or comparable to the demand you have with Rolex, right? I guess that's why a lot of people buy Rolex, because Rolex is a poor man's watch, you know. Essentially, you buy it, you use it, and if you want to get rid of it, you get your money back, if not more. So it's not a rich man's call. I'm not rich, I'm just saying I'm crazy, and I like other brands. The dial is unique. It actually looks better in person than on pictures. In practice, you can wear this with anything, literally. Even a fluorescent surfer t-shirt and a G-Shock, for example, or right next to a colorful helium balloon. If you get the retail call, don't overthink it, go for it. I say, bag it up and go, you know, without the premiums, no premiums involved. That's it for this video. I don't know what else to say about this Oyster Perpetual. I know there's like 9,000 million videos about it. Anyways, I gotta go b-ball now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.